My name is Kayleen Duran, and this is my home, Tesuque Pueblo, where the cottonwood trees are. Growing up with my grandmother, it was a lot of fun. I remember like a lot of things. My parents would always tell me that if my grandma left, I would always ask, "Where Yaya go? Where Yaya go?" She always tell me that no matter what I'm doing, I always drop everything just to be there for you guys. So down here, this is my pueblo. Out here, it's more quiet. You get a little more space to yourselves. You're not all crowded by so many buildings, cars, and just people. Being a native in a modern society in the year 2013, it can be somewhat a struggle because it's so hard to keep our language going. It's what our ancestors used to communicate with one another, to keep our tradition alive. So now we're gonna go down to my house where I live. This is where I was born. This is where I take part in my tradition. This is where I try to keep my native indigenous language alive, the Tewa language. This is where my pride is, and this is my home. As a young girl, my grandmother told me that she wanted me to take part in our tradition because it's very important to keep it alive. We like to just walk around. The pueblo is like walking distance for us. So I walked down this road pretty much all my life. You could say 18 years. This is where I grew up. Walking up is one of my Aunt Helen, also known as my ko'o. The way she gets around is with the wagon. It helps her carry a lot of heavy things that she needs to get from her house to another place. So now we're gonna go and meet Yaya, my grandma. This is her and her husband's house. My grandfather is Al, but everyone refers to him as Slugger. This is their home, as well as my home. Hiya. Hey guys.
Hello. You want hot tea?
You want out?
You want both?
Hello. What you guys doing? So my grandmother works with the native language, the Tewa language, and what she's doing now is some of her ways that she teaches the students. The Tewa word for the animals.
King.
D. The language is very important to us because in the future, what are you guys going to carry? That's when she was stretching. Okay, again. Still growing. They need to be proud of their culture because this is our culture. I always tell the children when I teach the class, be proud of yourself, who you are. Speak the language. Just be proud of who you are, that you have something here at home. Go home and learn your language. Go home and learn your dances. Learn how to do your weaving, your feather work, your pottery, your farming. That comes back all back home. Learn that. And our main thing is our corn. Our corn is our main thing that we have, that we live by it. She's the one that feeds us.
When we went to school, grade school, we were told not to speak our Indian language at all in class, and we were a lot of times punished because we spoke our language in class. So and then now because of boarding school, the same thing happened in boarding schools, and now the kids are more into this technology where it's all English. Everything is English. So that's how it's been going on, and it's very strong. English is a very strong language. It's kind of like taking over.
This is my grandfather, Al, but everybody around here calls him Slugger. So this is my tete, and my language means grandfather.
Hi. The language, I think, is slowly kind of disappearing. We're getting into too much of modernization, I would say, because all the kids, look at all the kids having computers and all the games that they play on their tablets, phones, whatever we have, all the technology that we have today. That's where everybody is headed. So we're leaving all our traditions, our language, everything is kind of left behind. So.
Yeah, the opportunity to come into my home and meet my family, my grandparents, my saya and tete, my second mom and dad that teach me how to preserve our native language and our indigenous ways, our culture. And I'm very thankful to have them in my life, and I'm gonna continue to strive to learn the indigenous ways and the Tewa language. And thank you for coming by.